Megalvan and friends, Yoiston here with another updated video. My goal with these remastered videos is to release them when I can, alongside my new content every Sunday. Surprise videos are the least I could do for you all who show me so much support. So thank you all, and please enjoy as we talk about this revered Elven King of the Sindar. Referred to as the Great Elven King in the Hobbit, Thranduil was born in the later years of the First Age in Doriath, the land of King Thingol. However, both he and his father are not given precise dates of birth. Before the end of the First Age, Thranduil and his father Orifer made the journey eastward into Middle-earth from Doriath. In the early years of the Second Age, the elves went to the Greenwood Forest in Rovanion, where the Wood Elves would be ruled by Orifer. It is possible and likely that these Sylvan elves had been in the realms of High King Gil-galad before migrating east to rule themselves. The realm that was stationed atop Amon Lanc prospered and grew under the king, until Sauron returned to Middle-earth after the downfall of Númenor, and the elves migrated northward to the Black Mountains. In the year 1000 of the Third Age, Sauron would claim Orifer's castle, and call it Dol Guldur. They stayed here until the last alliance of men and elves occurred in 3434 of the Second Age, where Orifer and 2/3 of his army were slain. After the war in 3441, Thranduil led his folk back to the Greenwood, where Thranduil would become the king of these Sylvan elves. Once Sauron claimed Amon Lanc in 1000 of the Third Age, Thranduil led his folk over the Forest River to build anew, as the forest began to die. Thranduil's most important actions take place in the Hobbit. While Thorin's company was in Mirkwood in 2941 of the Third Age, Thranduil and his folk were repeatedly disturbed by the dwarves while feasting in the forest. After some interruptions, the dwarves were captured by Thranduil's elves and held captive in the elven halls until Bilbo rescued his dwarven friends. Thranduil treated his dwarven prisoners quite nicely, in fact. Thorin was the only one to be put in a cell until he and the rest of his company aggravated Thranduil until he threw them all in cells. Gotta love the arrogance of dwarves. After this, Thranduil held nothing but contempt for Thorin's mission, and presented himself again when he brought many elves to Erebor, after hearing of Smaug's death from his own elven traders on their way back from Laketown. Seizing this opportunity, Thranduil supported Bard's claim to the treasure, and demanded some of it for his own kingdom. This is a point I never really understood in the books, as it seems that Thranduil really had no claim to it, other than that some of the treasure may have belonged to the elves before Smaug came, but yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any thoughts about this. Why did Thranduil feel like he had a claim to Erebor's treasure? On the eve of the Battle of the Five Armies, Thranduil and his new ally Bard prepared for war against the dwarves of Erebor. This is until Gandalf appeared to see the Free Peoples unite against the forces of Gundabad. Thranduil's humanity was also thawed a little bit, as he witnessed the heroism of the hobbit Bilbo Baggins and his delivery of the Arkenstone to Bard. During the battle, when elves, dwarves, and men united, Thranduil fought valiantly alongside his new allies, and made peace with Thorin Oakenshield as the dwarf passed from Middle-earth after the battle. He then placed Orcrist, which he had taken in Mirkwood, upon Thorin's grave. He also received the Emeralds of Girion from Bard, and a necklace of silver and pearls from Bilbo. Both of these items had since been lost in the treasure hoard of Erebor, but were theirs to give to Thranduil. At the end of the novel, Thranduil traveled with Bilbo and Gandalf to Mirkwood on the Hobbit's return journey home. He even asked Bilbo to stay in his halls for a time, but the Hobbit refused, wanting to see Bag End again. Thranduil named Bilbo Elf-Friend and returned to his halls in Mirkwood. Many years later, in 3018 of the Third Age, Aragorn brought Gollum to Thranduil's halls to be imprisoned where the dwarves had been long ago, and he was eventually questioned by Gandalf. However, a few months later, Gollum escaped with the help of the orcs in the hopes that Gollum would pursue the One Ring, which inevitably he does. After this, Thranduil sent Legolas to Rivendell to report this news, and so began the tale of the Lord of the Rings. During the War of the Ring, Thranduil fought off an attack from Dol Guldur, while the dwarves of Erebor and the men of Dale fought to hold the north from the Easterlings, and after these battles, an end was brought to the war. In the end, it is the friendship of Legolas and Gimli that comes to make a strong alliance between the elves of Mirkwood and the dwarves of Erebor. The last we hear of the Great Elven King is about his meeting with Celeborn at the end of the Third Age. The two elven lords established the bounds of East Lorien and southern Mirkwood under the rule of Celeborn, the Vales of the Anduin under the Beornings, and all of Mirkwood to the Grey Mountains was to be ruled by Thranduil. This newly claimed land was named Erin Loscallan, the Wood of the Green Leaves. It is unknown whether or not Thranduil sailed into the west or stayed in Middle-earth to rule his kingdom. I was asked a while back by a subscriber to make a video on Legolas's mother and Thranduil's wife. However, while recreating this video, I found no information on this character, not even a name. Likely she sailed into the west or was slain during her time in Middle-earth. If I ever do find out more about Thranduil's wife, I will let you all know. We can learn much from Thranduil, as to not be greedy, but rather we should stand with those who need help to make the world a better place. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this elf in the comments below. If you enjoyed this updated video, please hit that like button and share this video with someone who you think may enjoy it. If you'd like to contact me more directly, please join us on Facebook and Twitter through the links in the description below, and subscribe to join the Men of the West and all of the Free Peoples today. I will see you all on Sunday with a video about the Valar. As always, thank you all for joining me on this adventure. Until the next one, my friends.